Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you to PDA, your handheld assistant to understanding psychological data analysis. Today we're going to be starting off with the Noir variables. And no, this is not referring to the color of the ink or any avant-garde filming. Rather, it's a nice handy acronym to remember all the different types of variables used in statistics. These variables are nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. To help you understand a few of them, here are the basic definitions. A nominal variable is any variable that has a category or names as their values. Here's the nice part. If you ever took French or Spanish, this will be a bit easier for you. Nominal can be similar to nombre or nom, which are Spanish and French for name, respectively. Thus, names, anything like that, will fall into nominal. So say you had Susie, Sally, and John. Well, the categories, or the variables Susie, Sally, and John, under names, would go into nominal. Another example of this is gender. Typically, nominal variables cannot be calculated. You can't calculate gender. You normally won't calculate a name. Anything like that. The second variable is an ordinal variable. The definition for that is any variable that has a ranking as their value, which would be first, second, third. Any variable like that. These also cannot be calculated. They're mostly descriptives. They describe, well, John, a nominal variable, came in first, which is an ordinal variable. The next one is interval variables. The definition of that are variables that have numbers as their values with the distance, or interval, between pairs of consecutive numbers assumed to be equal. And all that basically means is that it's going to be 1, 2, 3, that you're going to have equal spaces between all your variable measures. Down here is where we do start getting into what can be calculated. For an example of interval, just to give you a better idea, take temperature. You know that 32 degrees and 33 degrees are the same amount of way, such as 72 and 73 degrees are going to be. They have equal distance between the values. The last one is ratio. And ratio is the exact same as interval, but for one thing. A ratio has a meaningful 0 point. One example of a ratio variable would be the amount of books one has. You can't normally have a half a book, or a third of a book, or 8 books and a quarter. That's debatable, but that's another class. The real difference between interval and ratio variables is that ratio, again, as was mentioned, has a meaningful 0 point. And temperature. Let's see why temperature is not a ratio variable. With temperature, you can have 0 degrees. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, Kelvin, Celsius, whatever. The only problem is, having 0 degrees does not mean there is no temperature. It means there is a temperature of 0. Books, having 0 books means there are no books. No books, nothing to measure. Temperature of 0, there's still a temperature there. And that's your overview of the Noir variables. I hope this has been helpful, and if you need more help, have a look at the link at the end. Not everything that can be counted counts. Not everything that counts can be counted. Have a good day, guys.